I agree, this is a very strong budget and we are in a very strong financial position. And I do want to highlight the fact that very often when you're in a strong financial position, it's not the work that you did in that particular year, it's the work that has been being done for really a decade in this city. And so I think it's important to point it out. It's been mentioned that we haven't borrowed for tax certs, and we haven't borrowed for pensions. You know, there was a time when the pension rates were increasing rapidly, and they called it pension smoothing, which sounds fantastic, but what it's really doing is borrowing and paying back in the future for your expenses in the year that you're in. And we did not do that, which made it a little harder in those years, or maybe even a lot harder, but puts us in the position that after COVID, we were really ready to inhale and get back to work. And we've seen it happen. I also want to point out the development we've had in our city, the thriving downtown we have. It wasn't too long ago that the number one thing people asked me about was, what's with the vacancies on Mamaroneck Avenue? Now, go find one. If you find one, I'll tell you what's coming there. The people living downtown, as was the original thought when this old Macy's that sat vacant was replaced by City Center, those people are patronizing our stores and keeping things rolling and contributing to our taxes. This is me. I don't know if there's any other communities in Westchester County that when an IDA incentivizes a project, we do not waive the sales tax associated with the project. We do not waive the mortgage tax associated with the project. That's a lot of money that comes into this city that helps to keep things stable. The people living in those buildings that are patronizing these businesses they're contributing in that way, but they're also contributing in the property taxes paid by those buildings as part of their agreements, or the funds paid by them. But also they're the people that are keeping those small businesses thriving. They're the people that come out of their buildings at night and go find something for dinner or go out shopping during the day. We all contribute, but that core is what really makes a difference. If you look at what's happening in other communities, not everyone is back to work. They're working from home, let's put it that way. Not everyone is fully back to the office around the country. I just read an article about Washington, D.C., and I've seen it myself, how it has devastated the small businesses that are closing. The places that used to have a line out the door at lunchtime are closing because the federal government doesn't have people back going to the office again. We've seen less of that here, to be fair, but we have seen some of that in White Plains. But the people living downtown are not going anywhere, and they are contributing to the sales tax. Our sales tax is strong, and this is why you see a small increase in the property tax because we have other sources of revenue. Strong sales tax, revenue from our solar panels that went up all over the city. That's bringing in close to $1 million a year. Our revenue from parking, our revenue from, I mentioned the sales tax, new construction. We've got other sources, film production. We do a lot of things. We're always looking for new things, new revenue streams that don't involve the property tax. And I think this budget is kind of a culmination in those efforts that have gone on for years. This council has been supportive of it, and our staff and our leadership in our city. One thing that I don't think people really grasp is how well this city works together. I look at the people that are here tonight, and I know my departments, and I know our department heads, our commissioners, our directors. It is like a family. We work together. We figure out how to get things done. We make things work. We don't say, sorry, that's not my job. Sorry, your department has to handle that. Why don't you contract for something? We fix things. We make them work. And I think overall, that makes a big difference for our taxpayers. And as has been pointed out, the services here are unmatched. You can't find these services in other communities. Yesterday, had to get rid of some bulk trash, picked up the phone, scheduled it on my phone, and they will be they were here today, I think, or tomorrow. Okay, metal picked up the same way. You want to get rid of a couch? Take out your phone, pick the day you want it picked up, and just have it out in the morning, and they will come. That's just a small slice of it. I'll throw a few more things in. We forget about our planning department, all the work Judy Mezzi does. The grants that we're bringing in now are making a big difference. President Biden and the IRA have brought a lot of infrastructure money and made it available, and we're taking advantage of that. And when we discuss what we're trying to do at the library to save money on energy, we'll be relying a lot on that money if we can pull it off. And that will make a big difference that we will benefit from for years to come. You look at the LED street lights. We were one of the first adopters of LED street lights so early that we didn't get credit for it from NYSERDA, which infuriated me, I have to say. But I'm over it. But we've been saving money every single year since they went up, and that is happening now as we relamp the library, as we relamp the garages, and as we look at our biggest energy user, the library, and perhaps doing geothermal, hopefully geothermal heating and cooling there. This is an investment that will pay for another generation. So all of this adds up to the budget we have tonight, and I want to thank everybody in the city staff who's involved in it. I want to thank my council colleagues for all their work on this, and I want to thank our residents who really like living here, because I talk to a lot of people. They like living here. They have great suggestions. We adopt their suggestions. They're not always great, but we always like to hear them. But mostly they are great, and I think it's made a difference in the way the city operates. I think people see it, and I'm very proud to sit here with this council tonight and go forward with this budget.